Start off talking a little bit about what's happening in the state of Texas, and joining us here on the program is Sheila Weinberg. She's the founder and CEO of Truth in Accounting. And Sheila, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Well, appreciate you coming on today. I know you have a big story relating to Texas coming out officially tomorrow, correct?
Yep, that's tomorrow. We're doing releasing our annual financial state of Texas, which we do for all states, but tomorrow we're releasing Texas.
Well, how's the state of Texas looking?
Well, they're looking, if each taxpayer wants to send $8,300 to the Capitol to clean up all their current bills, so we're doing fine.
I don't think we want to do that. I don't think a lot of Texans want to do that, Sheila.
Well, that's the debt that we've figured out that they've accumulated in relation to especially their pensions and retiree health care benefits that they've hidden off their balance sheet also.
Yeah, and that's something that, and one of the reasons we have you on the show today is regarding the press release that's coming out. The figures that you found are figures that probably not a lot of people know about.
No, and they should. We got them right off the state's audited financial statements, and then because the state has a tendency to hide how much true pension liability they have, they only report $10 billion, but we actually found $91 billion. We had to dig through their actuary schedules and find additional liability.
So is this something that you guys visit with state lawmakers about, and if so, what did they say to y'all?
Well, they usually, some of them are, surprised that they do have the debt, and usually, they've assumed that they've included it in your balanced budget calculation, all your costs, but these, they're actually surprised have been actually hidden off the balanced budget calculation.
So what are some of the things that, in your mind, Texas lawmakers should do going into the next session?
Well, one, we think they should, truthfully balance their budget. They should use what we call fact-based budgeting, which would include all of your cost and only the revenue that should be included. And too often, the pension portion of current compensation cost is not included in the balanced budget calculations, and to account for things properly and to not push current cost onto future taxpayers. All compensation benefits, including those for pensions and retiree health care, should be included in the current budget, not passed on to when it gets paid.
How does the state of Texas compare to other large states out there?
Some of the large states, they're not. Their taxpayer burden should be zero. I want to preface it with that. It's your taxpayer total burden is quote only $62 billion. They are in the middle of the pack towards the bottom, but that's because some of the states like Illinois, Connecticut, New Jersey are in deep trouble.
Right.
And what one of our focuses is one, it should be you shouldn't have any burdens because you should be balancing your budget like your law requires. And two, you shouldn't be pushing, taxpayers need to start paying attention to this to avoid getting into those problems those other states are having. Yeah,
and we hear a lot about New Jersey. We hear a lot about California. We hear a lot about some of these, other states out there, and it's one of those that you want to fix the problem before you get to that stage. I would suspect.
Yeah, a lot of the people in those tough states are, saying, "Hey, what should we do now?" And I'm like, "Well, one thing you should have listened to us 10 years ago when you were creating this problem by, hiding all the, hiding some of your costs,
Sure.
And you should include all of those in your current budget."
What to those who say we're not hiding anything? Are there lawmakers, and are you? I'm sure you are hearing from folks who, because you're releasing reports for all the states out there as they go through their different sessions and everything else. Are you hearing from folks who say, "Well, your numbers are wrong"?
No, and the government next year in their, this is the last fiscal year 2014 was the last year that they're going to be able to hide their pension cost. Next year, our numbers are going to have to be reported on the face of their balance sheet for pensions. They're still going to be able to hide, in your case, 58 $49 billion of your retiree health care costs. But they usually don't argue with our numbers because we dig them out of their schedules. They're
right.
just, as I say, hidden. They're not. As CPAs have to dig them out, it would be difficult for an ordinary citizen to dig them out.
We're visiting with Sheila Weinberg, founder and CEO of Truth in Accounting. Sheila, where can people find more information about not only statewide numbers, but if they're interested, comparing the rest of the country as well and some of the other news that y'all release?
Well, our homepage is truthinaccounting.org, but we have an exciting page called statedatalab.org, which allows each user to go in and create their own charts and compare Texas to any other state they want to on our numbers, but also on economics, lawyers, population decline or increase. So we have about 100 data points. So it's people say, the states are the laboratory for the democracy. Well, this gives you an opportunity to determine how those different democracies are doing on 100 data points.
All right. Sheila Weinberg, founder and CEO of Truth in Accounting. Appreciate your time this morning.
Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. That's Sheila Weinberg, founder, CEO of Truth in Accounting, and you can visit their website for much more information.